Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nosa. I'm a doctor in the UK and I make videos on medicine and lifestyle. So in this video, I'm going to be taking you guys to work with me. I'm going to be showing you what a day is like when I'm covering clinic as an FY2 doctor. So this should be interesting. First thing I do is get my coffee. It's going to be a long clinic, so I need coffee to keep me going. And the healthcare assistant was kind enough to make me some coffee. So yeah, let's get right into it. So I'm currently doing my stroke rotation and subsequently covering TIA/stroke clinics. Basically, our job is just to decide if we think the patient has had a TIA or stroke. If they have, then we offer treatment, advice and follow them up in clinic in a couple of weeks. If we don't think the patient has had a TIA or stroke, we write back to the GP to let them know this and we discharge them. Anyway, I'll be showing you guys how exactly I go about this step by step. Here's a quick overview of what my office looks like this morning. My consultant is next door, so I can ask questions, which is very helpful. I'm just going to settle in. How it works is I just stay in this office while the healthcare assistant working with myself and the consultant will go out and call the patients in when we're ready to see them. Before this though, I like to read through the patient's notes as well as the referral letter. It's very helpful to get an idea of what the patient is coming in. So is it visual disturbance? Is it speech problem? Know exactly what the patient is coming in so you can tailor your mind to the kind of questions you want to ask before they come in. I tend to read through the patient's notes first and then I look at the computer as well just to see what the past medical history is like. Again, this will help me focus my history. In this case, it was helpful to know that the guy coming in has a background of dilated cardiomyopathy, which could be relevant in this case. I don't know, but I will make sure I ask about it. I'm going to spend most of my time during this consultation on the history. Now I'm on to the examination. I've done my history, and before examination though, you need to make sure you wash your hands. So I'm going to do that first and then do a neurological examination as well as a cardiovascular examination. With regards to examination findings, if it's a TIA, I would not expect to find anything on neurological examination because I would expect symptoms to have resolved if I'm seeing them after 24 hours from symptom onset. On the other hand, with a stroke, I would expect to find some deficits there. After doing both of those things, I came up with the diagnosis of crescendo TIAs, which is basically TIAs happening back to back. The dilated cardiomyopathy was found out to be quite important because we thought that the clots were probably coming from the heart valve, throwing off clots to different parts of the brain each time. After discussing this with my consultant, now I go on to my investigations. I'm going to request, I need to do some routine bloods. I need to do an ECG. And lastly, a carotid Doppler ultrasound scan of the neck. After requesting all these investigations, I need to now let the patient know what the plan would be. So usually we would follow them up in clinic in a couple of weeks. I make sure to let them know that they cannot drive. It's not safe for them and it's not safe for people on the road because the first 3 months after a stroke or TIA, you've got the highest risk of having another one, but more particularly the first month, which is why when someone's had a TIA, we advise them not to drive for a month. But in this guy's case, he actually has had crescendo TIAs, and in this case, he cannot drive for the next 3 months. I'm also going to be prescribing him some aspirin 300 milligrams. This is going to basically minimize his risk of having another stroke. Lastly, I end my consultation with asking if they've got any questions, and if they've not got any questions, I give them a stroke or TIA leaflet depending on what they've come in with so they can read about it in their own time. Now the patient's gone, I now need to do my letter. A copy of this letter is going to go to the GP to let them know what this clinic visit was about and what I thought the diagnosis was, as well as the patient. My letters usually have a general format. So I start off with what the diagnosis is, I go on to what medications the patient is currently on, and then I go on to what the summary was, my examination findings and history. That would go in the middle. Fourthly, it would be my investigations, and lastly would be the plan as well as the actions for GP. So in TIA or stroke patients, I make sure to let the GP know to keep the blood pressure less than 130/80 to minimize the chances of another TIA or stroke, as well as I let them know to make cholesterol make sure the cholesterol is less than 3.5. So that's how generally my morning clinics go. After clinic, I usually go back to the ward to help out, but luckily today I've got a half day, so I'm just going to go home after. Grab some Subway on my way back, which is my first meal of the day, which is not good. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. That is the end of it all, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!